Well, I really like him as a runner. I never know who's going to draft a player, obviously, when I evaluate a
Yeah.
player, because this is all done before the draft. But when they drafted him, I thought to myself, that fits because he is a downhill runner.
Mm.
He runs mean, he runs nasty. There's no hesitation, there's no tentativeness to him. He's just a really, really strong downhill runner. He'll initiate contact. I remember, and you probably saw this too. He ran over Dylan Thieneman this
Yeah.
year. He's one of those backs that you look at, and he's a true sustaining back, and he's got enough juice that if a hole's there, he can take it to the house. But he's not a burner. But he's a grinder and a sustainer, and he runs really, really hard. Again, those kinds of backs, maybe and maybe he's not a starter. And again, I'm speaking about when I watched him before the Niners drafted him. Maybe he's not a starter in this league where I think, oh, he's going to carry 250, 260 times. Although, what I always come back to when it comes to backs and people talk about backs is I always come back to someone like Kyron Williams, who was a fourth or fifth round pick and has become a feature back because it depends on the offense and how a team deploys him and runs their offense. Again, who knows what they're going to do with McCaffrey, this year. Maybe this is the year just because of age and usage where two possessions a game they take him out just because, he is getting older. I don't know. Obviously we know the guy is a workout fiend and is always in the best shape a human being could possibly be in, but there is wear and tear. But Black is a definite hard-nosed grinder. He's an attitude runner. He's a tempo runner. And I really liked his tape a lot. It's hard to compare backs. A lot of people, I'm sure said that he was drafted too high. I don't think that's relevant. I think the Niners look at him as someone who fits the way they run the ball and they play offense. And by the way, they've run a lot more what we call gap scheme runs the last couple
Yes.
of years. Everybody automatically assumes, oh, well, they're a zone run team. And I don't think Black is a great zone. He's an inside zone runner. That's fine, but he's a really good gap scheme runner. He's probably not an outside zone runner. But the Niners have yeah, that's part of what they do, but not the way it was 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. So they've diversified their run game quite a bit.
They doubled their gap scheme rate, and there was a game that they would not have won against against Raheem Morris and Ulbrich and the Falcons
Right.
had they not embraced power. And they ran power probably 90% of the snaps in that game.
Yeah.
So I
So
think,
the
I
so
see.
it's funny. I saw somebody on social media say, I don't know why they drafted
Yep.
Black. He's not a zone runner. That immediately told me that this person's not watching the 49ers.
Yes. That I quote tweeted
Right.
that. I said the same exact thing. It's like, have you been watching this team?